Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. My name is Saf Malik. I'm the Senior Content and Insights Manager at Capacity. We are at ITW 2026 and it's a pleasure to be joined by Dimi Rizoulis. Dimi, you are the SVP for T Wholesale Global Connectivity. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Dimi, last year you spoke about the need for telcos to better serve the digital economy. How is this evolving today?
I mean, the telcos serve the digital economy in many ways. One of the ways we're serving the digital economy is building the infrastructure for the digital economy, but also building the infrastructure for the AI economy, which is the next wave. Another way that we're serving the digital economy is by securing the digital transaction, so providing authentication and security around digital transactions. And this is where I would like to go a little bit deeper on. And this is a service that we already are doing today. It's this one-time password via SMS. So we are, if you want to log into a website or to an account, you use a two-factor authentication. One of this is your SMS that you're getting a one-time password. This is not cutting edge. This is something that is existing. It's helping the digital transactions. What's cutting edge is the silent authentication, which is the new service that we're building up, where all this authentication is happening silently in the background while you're trying to log into a website. And this is, two examples of us helping the digital economy securing the digital transactions.
And what would you say are the challenges that still exist today in today's telecom ecosystem?
I mean, one of the biggest challenges in the telco ecosystem is the fragmentation. So you have many telcos in the market, many markets with different telcos. So in Europe, we have over 50 telcos just for the European continent. So this fragmentation. If we go into this example of securing digital transaction, that means an SMS needs to do several hops until it comes to the final destination due to this fragmentation. This adds potential for fraud, adds latency, etc., etc. On the same side, on the network APIs, you need to overcome this fragmentation in order to be able to launch a service in the entire continent. So this is one of our biggest challenges today.
And what would you say is the unique value that telcos bring to digital players today?
I mean, from my perspective, the biggest value that we bring is that we have, I would say, an intelligent network. We have a network that has a lot of information that is not being used today. Yeah. So we know, for example, on this example of securing digital transactions, we know the relationship between a SIM card, a device, and a phone number, the owner of the phone number, the location, etc. We have a lot of information in the network. So when you're, initiating a digital transaction, we can use this information in order to authenticate and secure the transaction. So the value that we can bring is creating a layer of, standardized APIs that enable developers, applications to use this intelligent information of the network for authenticating their users. And so therefore you have a secure, compliant to data privacy laws way of using all this information for the developer community.
And when it comes to performance, what does that mean for the global environment?
Well, I talked earlier about the fragmentation, and I think if you really want to scale globally, you need to manage this fragmentation in a very intelligent way. So taking the example of on secure digital transaction, what you need to do is first of all, you need to reach a scale in the market in order to perform. So you need to have at least 80% of the users of the mobile phone users in the market being able to use this service. Then you need to be able to perform across markets. So managing this fragmentation or overcoming this fragmentation is what you need to do in order to perform at scale. How do you do it? Well, the way to do to overcome the fragmentation is, first of all, by introducing standards across the industry. So Camara APIs is one standard that we're standing behind on, using across all the telcos for their APIs, for exposing this intelligence of the network to the developer community. And so first you need to introduce the standards, then you need to introduce new collaboration methods across the different telcos in order to launch all at the same time or a certain API, because it doesn't help if we're not coordinating or launching the APIs. And there again, what we're doing is we're coordinating very close with the major telcos in this world to build up this API ecosystem. We build a company, actually, Aduna, that sole purpose of this company is to overcome the fragmentation in this area, aggregating the APIs across the globe. They are interacting with all the carriers and then producing one API that is an aggregated API across regions, across countries, or even globally. So reducing this fragmentation, moving this fragmentation away from the digital natives and the developer community into the telco world.
And so where does AI fit into all of this?
Well, AI, for me, it's a supercharger. Why? Because today, we're securing digital transactions between a person and an application, or between two people. And you need to authenticate the person on the other side. Moving forward, if you fast forward, going forward, you're not going to be doing the transaction. You're going to have an agent on your phone that in your behalf is doing the transactions. And he's not going to interact with another person or application, most likely with another agent. So you're going to have agent-to-agent authentication and securing the transaction. And these transactions are going to multiply going forward, as you're going to have multiple agents doing on your behalf these transactions. So you're going to have a lot of the things you're doing today in an app where you're logged in are going to happen with your agent that needs to be authenticated. So that's why I think AI is going to be a supercharger for digital transactions that need secure, trusted authentication.
Dimi, fantastic conversation. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to being here. Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching Capacity TV.